It can't stop the day we dissect the news. Flipping on the edge, choices to choose. Politics and laughter, a blend that's so real. Tuning for the stories that make you feel. With guests from every angle, let's bridge the divide. Finding the truth in the humor we can't hide. The Prime Directive, where the laughter's alive. Society's reflections, let's help each other cry. Politics and culture, oh what a blend. Join on the journey, let's set the trend.
All right.
That's good to know. All right. Before we get started, first and foremost, hello everyone. It's wonderful to be speaking out into the ether. Yeah, into the nothingness, into the universe.
No, it's in it. We're getting back on the saddle again and doing some more shorts. And some more.
Speaking of shorts, again, can you believe the response to that one video?
No, it's
seriously. Thank you all out there
for 1,400 views or whatever. So it's like, thank you, just blowing up instantly, and that's in one day or something like that. So who knows what it's at now, But that's awesome. It's good. I think shorts is the way to go. Like you do like little 15 or 30 second shorts, and people see it, and then maybe a few people. You catch them with a wide net and stuff, and then bring them into our flock, into our fold here.
True. Although I would really like to know whether or not that's just the good old
cussing.
Oh well,
swearing.
No, we didn't swear in that one.
No, I didn't.
No, we didn't.
I'm the bad one. I apologize.
Oh, you're not.
I apologize for the crass, truthful language. I should probably be better, but I just got to speak the truth, and I gotta be me. I gotta be me. No, but
are we a duo now? Are we a singing duo?
No.
I hope not. No, seriously. If anybody ever
Costello.
Who?
Oh God! So, hey, read our spiel, and
yes.
we'll get to the news and all good things, and we could talk about some interesting movies and decade stuff. I like the framing of that stuff. Decades. Okay.
Well, actually, that kind of reminds. Have you seen? Was it Tom Hanks? He did a thing on CNN. Actually, it's not just him, but it's like, gosh, what was it called? The 90s, the last great decade, and then they like CNN did a thing where Tom Hanks was the narrator, and he was narrating like all the decades, like since the 1950s or 60s.
Yeah, was it CNN?
I'm pretty sure it was CNN.
Okay,
yeah,
I think I saw that. The Netflix bought it out or something like that.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? Yeah. Do you know what I miss? James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
That sonorous voice.
This is CNN. And you will release the rebel plans, Princess Leia.
That's actually quite convincing.
Sir. All right, read our spiel.
All right, here we go. All right, first and foremost, again, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Prime Directive, a podcast with a bold mission to explore this strange new world by discussing a range of topics of interest to us. We ask that you join us to listen with an open mind and look with your human eyes to thoughtfully interact and share your thoughts. We are seeking life forms willing to engage in respectful discourse because we put the civil in civilization.
Right. Thoughtfully, too.
Thoughtfully, yes.
Thoughtfully sharing your thoughts.
Mindfully
sharing your mind.
As you can tell, we are easily entertained.
Why not? Why not be easily entertained, right? Maybe people will notice. I've been busy at work adding some strips of lights around the room that might show up.
It looks like so we are back in the 1980s.
Yeah,
I complimented you.
Yeah.
Although I did say 90s. So my apologies. 90s, 80s. What it amounts to.
So we were chatting just before we went on to the interwebs here, but we were chatting about decades.
Yes.
And so I was born in the 70s. Yes, that makes me old. But born in the 70s, born in the 80s, right?
Last I checked.
So formative decades, into the tail end of the 70s, into the 80s, really, really formative for me. For you, more like 80s into the 90s kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to see that like our tastes in cinema and stuff like that are probably fairly similar. Sci-fi, that kind of stuff.
Well, I feel like sci-fi really, it was not, to be fair, sci-fi has been around, for the longest, well, shouldn't say for the longest time. It's been around for a while. But it really took off.
I think of like H.G. Wells. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
He's the great granddaddy of that stuff.
Correct. Yeah. But then you kind of look at, when did that occur? Well, that was over 100 years ago.
Yeah, he's 1800s, right?
Yeah.
Turn of the 20th century, right?
If memory serves.
19th going into the 20th century, I think. Which is incredible to think about how brilliant that guy must have been. War of the Worlds? In the turn of the 19th, 20th century, that this guy, and then Invisible Man, and what else did he do? It was War of the Worlds, Invisible Man, Time Machine. That's him. That's H.G. Wells' Time Machine.
By the way, what do you think of the remake? The early 2000s remake?
Yeah, I liked them. I've liked each Time Machine that I've seen, even going back to what was the one they did in the 50s? There was one that was
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
that one was done well as well. It's the Eloy and the
Morlocks.
Morlocks. Good for you.
Do you know how I know that? It's because I remember it was 1988. So I'm 6 years old and I'm watching the 1950s Time Machine. You can only imagine how freaked out I was about the Morlocks.
It holds up.
And guess what? I will never forget that name.
Yeah. No, it holds up. It's incredible. His writing was so ahead of its time that it's,
let's hope that it wasn't prolific.
We'll see. Nothing might bring us together like a war against another planet. So who knows?
Hold on a second. Isn't that exactly what Reagan said in the 1980s?
Yeah, it's because he was influenced by H.G. Wells too. He was probably, and plus Reagan was a B-rate actor that had read all the scripts of all the Roger Corman movies,
or he knew something.
Or he knew something. It's the aliens.
What? No way.
I think they finally concluded, right? The Atlas III out there in space right now. That they're like, yeah, it's just a really, really ancient asteroid that's like.
Actually, did you see that it had unexplained acceleration?
Yes, I saw, but it could just be a mathematical anomaly because the sun's coronas, certain areas have bigger poles than other areas.
Is that also the reason why NASA did not release those initial images? They're like, we're so sorry. No, we don't have anything, nothing to see here.
It's a gray alien riding a space rocket like Slim Pickens or something.
Hey, listen. At this particular point, I'm over. Which, by the way, did you hear that Age of Disclosure, that long-awaited movie that has had the entire world like literally spinning?
No, teach me.
Oh my goodness! So it is a documentary.
Okay.
It was released in a film festival, April of this year, so early this year.
Okay.
And for the longest time, it had no release date. A lot of like background stuff was happening. Some speculate that the release of it was, not, let's just say, allowed. And now it finally is actually going to have a world premiere, like worldwide premiere release. And it is actually on the 21st of November. Who's counting? Okay. And it has on tape 34 current and former military and public officials, including Marco Rubio.
Oh, interesting.
Who is on record discussing UAPs,
which are now what we call UFOs.
It's the new vernacular of, apparently UFOs has been a little bit sidetracked in terms of what it actually is. But in terms of like UAPs, unidentified, anomalous phenomena, which is kind of interesting.
I know. I'm just very, as you can imagine, I'm very skeptical. That's just my tradition where I come from. But
see, I don't. We talked about skepticism.
We did,
like before we even started the show.
We did.
I'm not. It's not. I don't think it's a matter of skepticism, because even skepticism is a framework by basically kind of going through. Hey, I need you to necessarily convince me. It's like for me, kind of like what I mentioned. I think it's really all about just critical thinking.
Sure.
To basically just say, hey, I'm open to whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to have a certain set of, rules, and you need to have a certain, set of, tests that need to be done where you can basically just say or come to a conclusion of, okay, we don't know what these things are. And what's really interesting, did you know that there are these, examples of USOs?
Okay, so there's UAPs, which is now what we call UFOs, but they don't do that now, right? It's aerial phenomena, right?
Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Anomalous.
Yeah, you got to say it's an anomaly.
Aerial because some of the stories are having to do with water in the ocean.
USOs.
So, okay.
Unidentified submersible objects.
Submersible. Okay.
Submersible objects. Now, what's really interesting, did you know that there was even it was a story. Well, it's not a story. Columbus. Yes, that's Columbus.
The Columbus.
The Columbus.
The Columbus.
The Columbus.
The Christopher.
In his diary, he describes seeing a light, and whichever ship it was on, the Pinta,
Nina,
Santa Maria. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whichever one.
What matters is that there was a light that followed the ship.
She didn't like that light. My dog didn't like that light.
I'm not surprised. It is anomalous. So it followed one of the ships, and he wrote about it. And it apparently didn't just happen once.
Yeah.
It happened it continued to occur.
Yeah, no, I think Galileo had said he had seen some stuff, and there's a variety of people that have just said in the Bhagavad Gita, I think that ancient texts from India, whatnot. There's
from the Vedas. Yes, from the Vedas.
They've mentioned all kinds of things. The sky blowing up and stuff.
We could totally go into that.
And who knows? Because well, think about it. Anytime that we've seen like a asteroid or whatever fragment of a meteor, whatever it is coming out of the sky, that can be pretty scary, right? I mean, if you see those videos like on the dash cams of people where suddenly the whole sky is like just like,
yes, but it's
like daylight, and then boom.
And if I were to see something like that, if I were to see something like moving, I'm like, all right, asteroid, meteorite, a fragment of a meteorite. Okay, sure, it happens. We know.
Yeah.
What I'm far more fascinated about is stuff that basically just shows up,
the unexplained stuff,
and just hangs around.
The unexplained stuff that you're like, what the hell is that?
See, but that's the thing. It's like, I don't care about the 98% of the stuff that is explained. I care about the 2% or less, maybe 0.5% of the stuff where we're like, all right, we're just gonna scratch our heads.
I mean, and in theoretically, even one, then you're like, well, what is that? Could have been. No, listen. I know about the size of the universe and everything else. The probability is that there's absolutely probably life.
By the way, don't you just love that every single time we are absent, we come back?
It's always aliens. Always aliens. and monster.
Keep in mind, I said nothing
in monster movies.
I said nothing. I did not bring it up.
Yeah. No, I watched all the specials in the 70s as a kid. I ate that stuff up. I thought that was just...
Do you know what really got me into it?
Great stuff. And then I read the Men Like Gods by Erich
von Däniken.
Von Däniken, right?
Däniken. Däniken. Yeah, okay. Erich von Däniken.
I read that as a kid because it was just on the shelf.
Ooh, have you read Chariots of the Gods?
Chariots of the Gods, that's the one.
That's the one. Okay, yeah.
Where he's just talking about like visitors from other planets.
Basically, he's like the I don't know. I would consider him like the godfather of the ancient astronaut theory.
Yeah. Right.
Which, by the way, now it is kind of believed. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it? Was it Plato who spoke about Atlantis?
Well, everybody did back then. I think Aristotle, right?
Aristotle. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They all wrote about, because I mean, Homer, not knowing the difference between, there was no set like empirical method back then, right? So
No, because everything
maybe
was
the
like,
closest would be like Pythagoras, and then he was kind of a cult guy. When you study Pythagoras, you're like, hey, he's brilliant and a little flipping weird too. Had some strange,
wasn't back then.
strange shit going on.
Who wasn't back then? Like
Everybody
was. I mean, look at
Oracle at Delphi and everything else. Yeah, no, I mean, it was just par for the course to be in a cult. I think.
Think of the ancient Romans, right?
Oh,
before
yeah.
who was it? Was it Diocletian? Wasn't Diocletian? Didn't Diocletian do the reform?
Man, I don't. I'd have to.
Was it
somebody
Diocletian?
out there on the interwebs correct us?
Or Claudius?
It's got to be one of them.
See, I'm sorry. My it's so funny. You complimented me earlier about my knowledge of the 1970s, which, by the way,
just talking about it with
not
Liesl.
deserved.
We were just talking about like the succession of Roman like Caesars and stuff like that, and emperors and stuff, and yeah, there's a whole slew that are right in a row.
Right, but think about it. Think about the prior to the church being a state or becoming a state religion in ancient Rome. I mean, it was up for grabs. Like, how many?
Just like our society. Just like
Right. But what I mean, like, religiously, talk about
our society.
Well, yeah. Well, not quite, because they, it was a. I mean, how many different deities did they worship?
Just like our society.
No,
Well,
not the same.
Hey, have you been to a Swiftie concert? Trust me, they worship that woman like she's a goddess. Trust me, the Swifties there.
Well deserved.
Yeah, they worship
It's Tay
her.
Tay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they worship her like a goddess.
Yeah,
so. Yep. And so it is very interesting just to see that what's old is new and what's new is old, and nothing new is under the sun, right?
Do you know what I really find interesting? Zoroastrianism.
Yeah, Zoroaster. Yeah, I believe it or not, this year I'm going to teach at my other job, my other life. I'm going to be doing comparative religions, and so we're going to touch.
Do you know why
quickly on that
find
before
it
we get into
fascinating?
Judaism and stuff? So
I find it fascinating because it is, correct me if I'm wrong, the primary deity is
for Zoroaster,
for Zoroastrianism is Mazda.
Mazda, I believe that's right, and it was
That's where the car
one
manufacturer
living-
got its name. Actually,
and they're one of the first, if not the first, monotheistic
culture.
Yeah, that they truly were
the Zoroastrians
going that way.
And by the way, there's still a contingent. There's still it is still a religion that's still out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a dying one. I think there's still adherents and stuff, but it's on its way out. I think it's as far as like the number of converts and numbers.
Oh well, and it's. I mean, to be fair, when it comes to religion in general, I feel like I don't know if you've been following the latest statistics, but the nuns,
not N-U-N-S, but N-O-N-E-S.
Correct.
The nuns, yes,
the people who are not religious,
sure,
have for the first time, from what I understand, is that true? They're now the predominant.
If they're not
people
the majority,
are far more secular now.
Yeah, if there's not majority yet, it's very soon to be
the majority.
I think it's 2035 or something like that. They're destined
projected
to be the largest crew or it was 2040. It soon the people. What's interesting about that particular study you're talking about, because I think it came out of Gallup. I think it was a Gallup survey, or was it Pew? It's one of the two, Gallup or Pew. People reported that they were not religious, but they did not say they were not spiritual. So people would say, I don't believe in organized religion, I don't believe in this particular faith or whatever, but they wouldn't say that they didn't hold out some kind of maybe like agnostic belief or something.
Do you know what that kind of reminds me of? The comedian Daniel Tosh.
Tosh,
who once said, it's like, I love when people say, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. That's like me saying, I'm not honest, but you're interesting.
But you're interesting. Ouch. Ouch. But Yeah, no, the lion alligators. Yeah, no, it is interesting just to see anybody that listens to Alan Watts or to Ram Dass or any of these guys that are on the interwebs. You definitely wonder, or Sam Harris for that matter, because Sam Harris is a devout atheist. See how I did that? Devout atheist. You like how I worked that? But
that was.
But then he'll be the first.
done.
He'll be the first to, and they'll all be the first to admit that there's something transcendental about this existence, and that we're just, I don't know, maybe just here for a short time, and then I don't know. It's a fascinating field of study to think about what happens to you after you expire.
Which, by the way, what happened with has it been dubbed Sir Richard Dawkins? I thought that he was a devout
Atheist.
Yeah. Not so much. Recently there's been some
it's
interesting.
Yeah, the closer you get to your own demise, the more you begin to wonder about what will happen to this body and your consciousness and your if you believe in such a thing, a soul or a spirit and stuff. I've never been the kind that's been offended by or put off, I should say. I've never been put off by the idea that there is such a thing as a soul and stuff. That doesn't seem incompatible with me in a universe as vast and expansive and incomprehensibly complicated.
As you all can tell, we are totally discussing the topic we said we would be discussing, which is going to be, the decades we grew up in.
Decades we grew up in. Well, that goes right to it, doesn't it? I think the 70s began, for me at least, it began this really, starting with the 60s probably, coming out of that 50s monoculture into the 60s, which was just revolution and chaos, into the 70s, in which people were trying to find a lot of meaning to come out of the 60s in America, and a lot of this chaos and assassinations and huge changes, enormous changes in society. Women coming online with feminism and stuff, and leaving the home for the workforce. And I mean, you have enormous factors going on. So along with that, I think you have a huge spiritual, almost like a reawakening or whatever, but just people trying to go back to explanations of what is happening. The 70s to me is like one of these decades that's just to grow up, and it was pretty awesome.
Well, you had Hendrix. I think if you're going to talk about spirituality,
yeah, he doesn't make it too long. It's amazing to learn about him because he's one of the key figures we studied about with my co-teacher in this class. The guy only recorded for 3 years. He was only active for 3 years, and that is to think about his playing and his guitar and what he did in those 3 years. And then he dies at 27.
Former veteran, if I recall correctly.
And he dies he's one of the 27 club. He dies at 27 of a heroin overdose. And it's just incredible to think that some people just, they burn so brightly. They're just kind of... And then drugs can fizzle them out.
How old was James Dean? He was, I think, in his early 20s.
Early 20s. I don't think he's part of the 27 club, right? It's Jim Morrison, Hendrix, Janis Joplin, right? Janis Joplin was 27.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain.
Was he 27?
Amy Winehouse. It's weird. It's very. It's almost like hair on the back of your neck kind of stuff.
Weird.
That's weird. Almost as weird as those UFOs, But yeah, no, the 70s was a great decade to grow up in as a kid. Almost because we didn't have cell phones. And so you had to go outside to go entertain yourself. And we had play-based childhood, like what Jonathan Haidt talks about. We had a play-based childhood where you skinned your knee and broke your arm and knocked your tooth out. Hold on a second.
Did you do all those things?
No. Luckily, I was wise enough to avoid most of them. But we did have dirt clog wars and rode our bikes. I did get hit by a car, but didn't break a leg. Thank goodness. Knock on wood.
Break a leg?
No, could have. Got run over. Literally, my bike got run over on Academy Boulevard. But no, we just engaged in sports.
Was that back in the day when Academy was a dirt road?
No, it was pretty busy back then too. And like an idiot, I thought I could trust the crosswalks, and I should have thought to myself. Now, this person is not even looking, and I'm in the crosswalk, and down I go on my bike. I was about a foot away. She would have just run me over. And she was literally like, did I hit something?
So was this in the 1970s?
It was in the early 80s.
Early 80s. So it was probably a 1960s or 70s car. I'm surprised the driver even noticed
83.
anything.
Yeah, 82, 83 would have been one of those crappy like Le Mans things. I
was going to say a land
Cadillac
yacht.
Cutlass or whatever that thing
Yeah,
was.
a land yacht.
Where they have like a roof that's like made of vinyl, it's just awful.
I never understood that.
Yeah.
Who made a decision that, you know what we should do? Let's make a roof out of vinyl.
Yeah.
Let's cover it in vinyl because, that'll be a good idea. I mean, to be
fair.
fair.
In the weather, it wouldn't crack or leak or...
Well, okay, I mean, to be fair, they put the vinyl over, technically a sheet metal roof, which... What was the idea? It's going to prevent hail damage?
70s was the worst decade for cars.
I don't know about that because in 1970s, other people were made. See, if
maybe the 1930s was the worst decade for cars. I mean, you have to go way back.
Actually, from the very moment for the first cars were made, in my opinion, those were the worst cars.
Wow.
In the 1970s, can I just point out? I'm not a big fan of like a lot of cars. But let me rephrase that. I'm a fan of cars.
Yes.
But there are many cars where I'm just like, I appreciate for what they are.
Yeah.
But in the 1970s, I'm just like, there are a few vehicles where I'm like, you know what? That is epic.
There's a few.
E25.
Okay.
The E25. And I'm not the biggest fan of BMWs, but if somebody said, hey, pick your top 3 BMWs right now.
E25.
I would say number 3 spot, definitely the BMW Z1.
Okay.
What's actually kind of fun is Z is actually the first initial of the word Zukunft, which means future in German. And it's pretty cool because this car is a convertible. It actually came out in the late 1980s. It was like 89, I think. If memory serves, the internet will correct me on this. And you would get in and out. And the car, the side doors, they don't open. Do you know what they do?
The side doors don't open.
They actually disappear into the chassis of the car. The windows go down with the doors and they disappear, and you basically have you do have a pretty steep sill that you have to kind of climb over.
Okay.
But it is the most amazing mechanism on the planet. It is just so cool. That is hands down one of my favorite cars.
Interesting.
And
was it functional or did it break?
No, it was completely functional.
It worked?
Oh yeah, no, it was.
Interesting.
It was made by BMW, so it worked at least for a certain period of time.
For the first 4 years.
Yes, exactly. Until the warranty runs out.
Yes.
After that, it doesn't work. Obviously,
then it's not meant to work.
Then it's awful. But then number two, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of car folk to agree with me on this one. And if you don't, you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. E31.
Okay.
E31 BMW.
All right. 2-door, 4-door?
850 CSI.
Okay. 2-door, 4-door.
2-door.
2-door.
Coupe.
Coupe.
It actually came out in the late 80s. Well, the body shape, the E31 model came out in the late 80s. But it was in 1995 that BMW had the epiphany to finally give the correct treatment to that chassis. And they created the 850 CSI, which is technically an M8. By the way, shout out to Jason Camisa. He does car reviews for, I think, Haggerty.
Okay. You're in territory I'm just learning about. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. His reviews are just epic. And of course, the one finally we got, this is in case you have not noticed already, I can be a little bit verbose.
He's a car nerd.
I'm a dork. That there are no two ways around it.
Yeah.
Although I do have to actually say those shorts are fantastic because they don't allow me to ramble on. But
okay.
Number 1 spot,
ramble.
1971 or 72. I'm pretty sure it's 72 because it actually came out right as the Olympic Games in Munich were happening. Of course, the Grim ones.
No, the Gremlin. You love the 1972 Gremlin.
No. I was just kind of referencing,
the grim stuff.
the grim
not
stuff that happened.
Car,
yeah, but no, I know about the Gremlin. No. And by the way, can I just point out Gremlins were,
the pacer.
apropos. It was the apropos name for the little creature monsters that literally became what they were. No, the 1972 BMW E25 BMW Turbo.
Turbo. Okay.
That's literally what it's called because turbochargers just became a thing.
Okay.
Turbochargers have been around since, 1930s, 1940s.
Yeah, right.
But they were used in the aerospace industry.
Sure.
It was a Swiss inventor that came up with the turbocharger.
For a car.
No,
Stick it in there.
actually for aerospace. It was it was initially designed, if memory serves, it was initially designed for airplanes.
Sure.
Just because of altitude.
To force the air through.
Correct. Yes. And that's when the turbocharger applications were starting to
Hey, I've still
show up
got
in
one.
cars.
I have a turbo diesel. I still drive it.
Exactly.
And when you get on it, you hit the gas and there's a delayed.
The turbo lag.
And then it kicks in. And so you can you learn to drive with it.
Of course you do.
Because
like anything.
you'll go around a corner and before you're even around the corner, you begin to floor it.
That's why twin turbos are such a fun thing.
And then it kicks in. Oh, one before the next one. Is that it?
Those are known as sequential turbos.
Okay.
So there's a sequence. So you usually have like a smaller turbo. So you've got a turbo with a small turbine, which means that's the one that's going to spool up faster because it doesn't take that much. Am I boring you at this particular point? Because you're like, oh, why?
No, it's fascinating to think about. Because we just take it for granted that we just hop in the damn car and just press the gas pedal, but you don't even think about it. This is human scientific engineering that has created this design that over
it was aliens.
Decades.
Time is calling, so let's pass a beer. The Prime Directive, where the laughter's alive. Society's reflections, let's help each other thrive.